Well, it's finally here. This is my review on the first episode of Beyblade Burst. And this episode is called Let's Go Valkyrie. So we went from Bakutenshu Beyblade, or Beyblade Season 1, to Beyblade Burst. Yeah. So this is the 8th season or series of Beyblade, and it's been 3 years since Beyblade was on TV. Last Beyblade season or series was Beyblade Zrry, or as it's known in North America, Beyblade Shogun Steel, or as I like to call it, Beyblade Shogun Shit. Yeah, it was not good, and it only had 26 episodes, like Beat 'em on Crossfire and Fire Blast. And it felt rushed, the characters were not good at all, and they were not memorable. The Beyblades were okay, but some of them looked generic. But at least this was better than Metal Fight Beyblade 4D, or Beyblade Metal Fury, or as I like to call it, Beyblade Metal Ass. But it still sucks. I still give that season a 5 out of 10. Yeah. So, I won't spoil too much, but I'll just remember what I saw. I know this episode was released last week, but still. So yeah, like I said, this was released last week on April 4th in Japan on TV Tokyo, where every anime airs. So I'm gonna read the plot on Beyblade Wiki. So the plot of this episode is that Balto or Bart, like, what is this? Bart from Simpsons? Or Baruto? Yeah, we already have a character that has the same name as him. Naruto's son. I know it's Boruto, but still, whatever. I'll just call him Balto or Vault. So, Balto or Vault, who loves Beyblade, is invited to compete in a Beyblade tournament by his close friend Shu. In the first match of the local tournament, is it possible for Vault to win? Yeah. So if you guys don't know who Balto is, he's the new Tyson, Takao, Jinga, and Zero. So he's going to be the main character in this series, like with Tyson and the others. And he's 11 years old in this series, and he's in grade 5. Yeah, so he's a year younger than Tyson in Season 1 and Jinga in Metal Fusion. So he's probably the same age as Kenny or Daichi, I guess. I don't know. And he kind of resembles Masamune in a way. Well, just his hair. And his Beyblade is Victory Valkyrie. Yeah, this is different from the one we saw from the toy line. And this one, I gotta say, it's better than Valkyrie Wing Axel. I mean, the first one was pretty good, but it was just a prototype, like with Dragoon Grip Attacker and the pre-hybrid Pegasus. Yeah. So this is the one that appears in the anime. And it kind of resembles Stratadragoon, like G and a little bit of MS, because of the sharp blades, and a little bit of Dragoon MS and Pegasus mixed. Yeah, so it's a pretty cool blade. So better than the first Valkyrie that we saw. Then Shu, which is the rival of the series, and is the new Kai, Kyoya, and Shinobu. And he's probably around 14 or 15 years old. I don't know, who knows. And his last name is Kurenai. Yeah. And his Beyblade is Storm Spriggan. Yeah, we got another Storm Beyblade. Like, oh my gosh. But this one is better, and there's not multiple Storm Beyblades. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so this one is better than the previous Spriggan we had. The previous one was Spriggan Spread Fusion, and now we have Storm Spriggan. Yeah, like Victory Valkyrie, it's pretty cool and badass. Yeah, so Valkyrie is the new Dragoon, Pegasus, and Ifrit, or Ifrit, and Spriggan is the new Dronzer, Leon, and Salamander, or Saramanda. Now, there were some more characters that appeared in this episode, like Valto's little brother and sister. I don't really know their names. Also with Valto's mom. Then Rantaru, or Boss, and his Beyblade is Rising Ragnarok. And it used to be Ragnarok Heavy Survive, but they changed it in the anime. So I think it's going to be the new Drigger or something else. I'm not really sure. And its Revolve Driver, its tip kind of reminds me of Phantom Orion's tip in a way. Then the next character, Kensuke, I think that's how you pronounce it, and he has Kaiser Kirbyus, and it used to be Kirbyus Central Defense, but like the other one, they changed it. And I think this is going to be the new Rei or Kyoya, I don't know. And yeah, he's a ventriloquist. Yeah, so I'm just going to read this from Beyblade Wiki. So he uses his sock puppets to speak insults against his opponent, such as Volto. Yeah, so he kind of reminds me of that guy from Get Ed, who was also a ventriloquist. Yeah, not much to say about him, but his Beyblade looks alright. And then Dyna, and his blade is Death Scyther Oval Axle. And I think his Beyblade is going to change in the anime, but who knows. And last but not least, Wakia, I think that's how you pronounce it, and his Beyblade is Wyvern Armed Massive. And this is a Beyblade that everyone uses or likes. I don't know, just because of its design, which is pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of Wyvern DJ a little bit, mixed with, again, Strat Dragoon, G and MS. So that's it for the characters. Now I'm only going to talk about a little bit of what happened in the first episode. Yeah. So I already talked about how Volto or Vault or Barto or Bart is the main character, and he's introduced, and Shu is revealed to be a high-ranking blader. This also was kind of like episode 1, 2, and 3 of Beyblade Season 1. That Kai was a high-ranking blader, and that he was the champion, as said by Mr. Dickinson, and that he won in several tournaments. Yeah, until Tyson defeated him. Yeah, so a new local tournament begins with Volto, Shu, Rantaru, or Boss, Kensuke, Dyna, and Wakia entering as participants. Then, at the end of the episode, Volto defeats Rantaru in the first round of the local tournament, allowing him to advance to the next round. Yeah, in the first scene, he lost to Rantaru, or Boss, because he messed up. Yeah. Well, okay, Tyson messed up when he was a kid, but he kept practicing. Also with Jenga, but I don't really care for him. But mainly Tyson, like, when he was a kid, he never gave up. And if he lost in a battle to someone stronger than him, like, for example, Kai, he would get upset, yeah. But he would learn from his mistakes, and he would practice over and over again. That's why I like Tyson as a character, because he never gave up. He taught us that it's okay if you lost or lose in a battle, and etc. Yeah, like in Metal Fusion, again, in the first episode, they used the same place again, where Tyson fought Carlos and Kai, and where he met Max. Yeah, they're just reusing the same location from the original. I know it's not in the same universe, because it's a spin-off series, or a reboot, kind of. Well, the North American version was a reboot to the original series, but yeah. I can't believe Japan is using the same location. Also, after Volto loses to Rantaru, he trains and he learns about basics and about Beyblade and stuff. And he also gets advice from Shu before entering the tournament. Yeah. Also, after he lost, he had to clean up the gym in his school. Yeah. Because he wrecked the equipment in the equipment room. Yeah. So this episode of Beyblade Burst was really, really good. Better than Metal Fusion's. Like, I know I kept saying that everything is better than Metal Fusion, but I'm not going to explain why again because I said it a billion times in my Beyblade video, so yeah, I'm not going to explain it again. But yeah, I love the characters. Balto and Shu are interesting, and they're my favorite so far. Ramtaru also as well. Balto's siblings, I don't really care about. But the other characters are unknown for now. And the Beyblades look really good, and the CGI has improved from the Mel Sagas and V-Force and G-Revolution and the movie. Now the theme song, or the Japanese opening called Burst Finish, it's really entertaining and good. It reminds me of G-Revolution Japanese theme, like the Japanese theme of G-Revolution. And a little bit mixed with the Metal 5 Beyblade theme. The Japanese one. Not the dub one. And the ending, like the ending song, I don't really care about ending songs for anime that much, unless they're good. But this one was okay. Yeah, so that's it for my review of episode 1 of Beyblade Burst. And if you guys want to watch the first episode of Burst, and if you haven't checked it out, I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out, or you can just find it on YouTube. Yeah, so check out my other Beyblade reviews and my review around Thought series, and yes, I am going to do a review around Thought series on Burst, but like I said, only when the dub comes out and when the entire series is finished, like the first season of Burst, because I'm pretty sure they're going to do 2 more seasons for Burst, like they did with the original and the Metal Saga. Also, check out my thoughts on Beyblade Burst I did a couple months back, like in February or January, I don't know. Yeah, so I am going to review the second episode of Burst soon, and Beyblade Burst is going to release a new episode every week on Mondays, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Instead of like, say like on whenever. Yeah. Also, the Beyblade Burst toys will be released in summer, if you guys don't know. So the Burst toys are finally coming to North America, but it's going to be released, like I said, in summer, like in late summer or the beginning of summer, I don't know, just like what they did with Beat 'em on Crossfire. Yeah, so make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Link will be in the description below. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Comment, subscribe, and like always, I'm out. Peace.